Hi everybody. I'm going to be talking to Christians, Bible-believing people, pastors. I have a few questions for you all, and this is going to be regarding the Bible, a particular area in the Bible where in Ezekiel it says, God created Lucifer, of course, and Lucifer sinned with pride and fell from heaven because he tried to be as God. My first question would be, if Lucifer fell from heaven because of the sin of pride, who gave Lucifer this sinful nature? Who put sin in Lucifer? Because the Bible does say sin was found in Lucifer. Who put this sin in Lucifer when God is perfection? And if God's perfection, God creates perfection, how did this imperfection be found in Lucifer? That's my first question. My second question would be, who created Lucifer with this sinful nature? We know Adam and Eve, Christians say we get our sinful nature because of Adam and Eve, the fall of man in Genesis 3. Well, how about before the fall of man? When God created Lucifer, did he say, oops, I created Satan, Lucifer, with a sinful nature. Now I have to throw him out of heaven? Or did he do it purposely? Would God do it purposely for his master's plan? But that would be an evil, sadistic plan. And Christians don't believe God's evil, so that's impossible. However, it's impossible to also say God didn't know Lucifer would fall from heaven because God is said to be all-knowing, omniscient. Now, if somebody may argue and say, well, Lucifer had free will. So God gave Lucifer free will, and with his free will, he decided to rebel with pride in sin against God. Two questions. Number one question would be, when God created Lucifer, why would God grant Lucifer with free will, knowing what he's going to do evil with that free will? Why would God create Lucifer in the first place, knowing he's going to fall? My second question would be why is it so bad to be as your master? A karate instructor, an instructor of some sort, would like you to be as them. That's why they're teaching you. That's why they're wanting you to be as them. Is it bad to be as your master? When you have a martial arts instructor or a karate master, shouldn't you try to be like them? Shouldn't you try to kick as high as them, punch as hard as them? My question is, why was it so wrong for Lucifer to try to be like God? Why? Is that such, if God created Lucifer to have that temptation or to have that evil entity part of him, why was that bad to use it? Is it really wrong to be like your master? And if so, maybe God shouldn't have put Lucifer on a pedestal. If you look at the Bible, he says he was God's bright morning star. That translated in Greek literally is Lucifer. Translated in English from Hebrew is bright morning star, Lucifer. Why would God give Lucifer so much of a boast, so much of a self-confidence implied to him if he don't want Lucifer to get proudful? He shouldn't have put those things in the Bible about him. And the Bible says God's was in the beginning was the Word of God, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God. That means ever since the beginning, God knew Satan would fall in sin. Before even humans were created, God knew this. He's omniscient. So why did he talk to Satan, Lucifer, with so much confidence, saying, you're the most beautiful angel, you're the most, you're my right hand? If you didn't want Lucifer to get all proud and boastful, why did God create pride in the beginning? It's interesting that, God is perfection, and so he would create perfection, but Lucifer was a mistake. But God doesn't make mistakes, so he must have planned it. But God doesn't make evil plans, does he? So which is it? So my question is, who created Satan, Lucifer, with a sinful nature? My second question is, why give Lucifer free will knowing he's going to fall in sin with 1/3 of the angels? And if God can create Lucifer, and Lucifer could get 1/3 of the angels in heaven, who knows how much that is, 1/3 of angels in heaven to fall in sin and rebel with Lucifer, what makes us think heaven is going to be as peaceful as we thought it is? If there's going to be wars against God in heaven, heaven isn't going to be very peaceful. It must not going to be if that can happen. So if somebody can explain this part in the Bible about why God created such an evil being, please speak up and let me know, why God would create such an evil entity when God is pure in perfection. Only pure and perfection would come out of God. Why did this evil, sick, twisted, sadistic being God created come out of God? Why would God create somebody with the ability to do things he calls sinful and punish him for doing exactly what he created him to do? It just doesn't make sense. So if somebody can tell me why God would do this and why God would plan such an evil plan, please speak up, because this makes absolutely no sense to me. This sounds like broken-brained behavior and thinking to say that God did not know or God planned this. It's just wrong. So if anybody out there can give me some kind of explanation, which I don't think anybody can, give me a logical explanation, please speak up.